All right, so back at the shop. We are kicking butt today. We got Emilio's short block here. I've already ringed all the pistons. I got them all set up over here. I do need to like set the rings where they're gonna go and stuff. See that one, you know, rotate a little bit, get them all where they need to go. But I've got bearings over here. We got rod bearings there, main bearings are over there. These are the ones for the girdle right there. So we're gonna just, I'm wiping off, cleaning off the short block right now, going through it. They're over there going ham on Derek's coupe, getting it ready. Sean's about to upgrade the cage to the 25.5, and so got this going on. I'm moving this stuff over so I can bring it into the area. What's nice about building the K-Series is they sit right above the CRV table, so I'm able to rotate it and work on it until I put the head on, of course, but work on it perfectly right above it, and it's really cool. So go ahead and get the crank in it, and then we'll get the pistons and rods in it, and we'll get going. That perfect fitment. So we're in here, we're getting the bearings going in. Look at how clean and beautiful that looks. So I'm gonna start doing them up and then get the crank in there, clean this leg guy off because it's just been hanging out. I mean, it hasn't been with these guys. I've had it separate area because I don't know if, I mean, these are good, bad, and ugly. So those are just there, but I keep the good ones that I pull out of motors in a separate area together. So Gordo's B crank is also where this one just was, and I'll get it when I need it. So go ahead and get these bearings going in there and get cleaning this thing up. All right. As well as this morning, we went over to Kyle's side and we fired up his hot water and pressure washed the CRX again. Cleaned the front end off of it again, just so we could try and get some of this yellow, you know, the little bit of yellow that we weren't able to wash off last time, seep through. We tried to get some of that off. So we're out here, you know, it's bright as daylight as it could be, so we can't really tell, but there's definitely a little yellow still in there. I did really good, honestly. You see, I blasted off like where there was some of it. I blasted off. That was from the brake fluid pop off, but I put rags in all of the big holes. I stuffed them in there, you know, so I wouldn't get water down in the car. And then I just went ham, you know. I pressure washed the whole thing. Like, I cleaned off all of it, honestly. Just sent it because I was like, I'm here, might as well just do it, right? So I pressure washed the whole car, and then I'll probably even do it one more time, coming back and looking at it again, because there is some loose stuff like in here I can see and stuff, and if I can break it up and get it off, that would be, it'd be better. And now that it's all white, I can see some of these little slags better and stuff too. So I was gonna go through again with the chisel and knock off some more of those, because I can see up in here and get all these little ones that I couldn't really see before when the metal is all the same color. I got the big ones, but just try and get this thing as rad as possible, because that's what we want. I mean, some of those cars over at World Cup are so cool, and we don't want to just show up and look like a clown. Hell no. So we just pressure washed this thing and got all that going. We're over working on Emilio's. We're gonna get his short block all done up, pistons and rods in it, and then we're gonna get this K-Series back into the my bay. I built it a while back and they've been driving it, but said it started going through some oil, so we're gonna look in the head and see if it needs valve guides, valve seals or anything. It is a beautiful car, but see what's up with it and check her out. Probably just something a little silly. All right, so I've got all the main bearings in there, and then I got the crank in. I just cleaned this off. I wiped it down with my little rag here, and then I air blowed it. I'm gonna wipe it again just because I'm seeing some stuff raise up and stuff, and just give it a good scrub, and then get the mains going into the girdle here and get it on. All right, I got all the bearings, the thrust washers, everything's all in there. Crank's in there and tight. And so I don't have all the 12s, just the bigger bolts in there and tight. And then getting ready to set up the rings and do the bearings and everything and get the pistons going in. Send the slugs in here. And we'll be able to get this thing together and have a short block done really shortly. I mean, it won't be done. I mean, it needs a pickup and all that little stuff, but we'll have pistons and rods and crank all in here and torque down really shortly. Here we go. All right, so we got all 4 of these suckers all in there and tightened up. Need to torque them all down, but got all the pistons in there, all the rods, Saints titanium rods, Trom pistons, PFI, high compression. Not too high, but definitely not flat top. Super sick. We busted our knuckle and put our blood, sweat, and tears into this for Amelia, so hopefully Honda rips. So I just did an oil change on the red car. The oil was really black and it looked like the same filter it had on it when I sent it out. So another K&N filter, you know, and then I put some good oil in it, and it was just a fresh motor and everything. So doing a little heat cycle, driving it. They said it was smoking. I see a little smoke like when I get going, but once I'm moving I don't really see smoke. So maybe it's during those hiccups too. Feels really good. Sounds really good. Little vibration like in the driver wheel. Check it out when I get back. I checked the lug nuts. I know they're tight, just in case you were going to be like, well, maybe did you check the lug nuts? I did check the lug nuts. It's one thing you always got to check on before you go drive a customer's car, because you never know if they got loose or tight lug nuts, whether this thing's been sitting on the garage floor for the last 30 years, the last year or so, you know. But yeah, seems to be good. Air fuels look really good over there. We're cruising, you know. So it's not turboed, it's all motor cars, you know, just case swapped, clean little car. Everything looks really, really good. So let's do it. Send it. We drive back, and I don't think his temp gauge works, so I'm gonna look at that. It's not doing anything. And figure some things out. See if it's still smoking or if it just smokes on the get-go. I mean, it is a brand new motor. It needs oil changes to be broken in. Maybe the rings haven't really seated yet. Could be valve seals, yes, but it's less likely. We'll see. We'll get in here, figure it out. We can always pop the valve cover off and just check. You can't see the seals until we pop the springs off, but we can see if it's all oily, or pull the header back and see if it's all oily there. Not too bad. All right. Shh. We didn't take your advice and get a light. Oh, we just need a charger light. We're lazy. But so we just went through and I cut the second little, can't think of what it's called right now, the second grommet off of the expansion harness, and I stuck all the wires through the harness, the other grommet that came with the 450 harness. So now they're tied together, and I just started. I need to start doing the expansion harness, but the basic engine harness is all loomed out and everything's all separated and cleaned up. We've got the coils and the TPS right here because those all are all close together. We've got the injectors, and then it goes around to the cam trigger and the wideband because those are all close together. Over here, the sensor ground along with all the little stuff. It's all like oil pressure and all. This is fuel pressure and coolant temp, air temp, all that stuff. Over here we just got the powers, and these are the fuel tech, or these are the expansion harness powers over here. So I'll probably run those over onto that side with those wires, and I'll definitely zip tie these two big parts together so that they don't run away from each other. So I'll get these out by themselves. We'll run these around the back over here into these, and then these are together. Okay, so these stay together. these over top. Put these over here by themselves. That stays together in the middle. And then we got the 4 injectors. We're gonna run the 4 secondary injectors along with the center section here, and then they will divide where the injectors are at. I can't do it right now while holding the camera because there's so many wires I gotta separate. But see, so we will run, these are 2 of them, 3 and 4, so we'll run the secondary 3 and 4 to those injectors, zip tie them there, and then separate them. See, this right here is 1 and 4. So we'll get rid of 4, leave it there, take 1 over here to these 2, which should be 1 and 2. And then we got right here. Okay. Okay. So we got this one is 2. And, okay, so those are separated. That's how that'll go. And then I'll just tie those all together, and we'll have the harness all separated, ready to rock the bait, ready to rock the bays. Still in prep mode. It's getting closer and closer. I've been bolting stuff slowly in, figuring things out. It's wet in some spots. I did touch up a little bit here and there. I took off some more of the slag, like down there you can see, so I need to touch up in there, but I haven't covered all that stuff up, so I haven't got in there yet. But it's getting really close, coming along. Got the motor ready up on the engine stand, up on the engine hoist, ready to go back in. And Emilio's short block all done up. Just been figuring things out as we go. We had some fans from Mongolia coming to visit. That's really cool. I met him at World Cup once before. It's cool to see him all the way here at the shop. It's a long way to come, so it's rad. Yo, what's up, gangsters? So I've been going crazy. I threw this little plate in right here because those 2 tears, so this plate was longer, so those 2 tears did come through and then go up just a little bit. So I ran a little bit of weld on them through there, and then I put this plate in, I tacked it, hammered it all in, hammered it around the bottom up, and then I welded it in. So I grinded it a little bit, but it's gonna fit, it's gonna be fine. It looks good to me. And I've got all my knuckles and everything out. I got the DA knuckles going together right here. Brakes are all on them. I got new pads. Yeah, so those weren't helping us slow down at all either. So we got new pads on there. They are extended studs and stuff right now. I'm still waiting on the hubs so I can put the 5.9s in, but we'll just get those on for now. We'll get it realigned and everything because it is going to change some stuff, but we got new upper control arms, guys, as well as rear upper control arms. So we've got the beautiful PCI. These are my favorite, honestly. They do such amazing work. So we've got the uniball up front and solid bushings right there for the back. Just put one together to show you guys, and then I got the rears right here. Super excited about that, as well as I've been messing with some stuff. So I might need to go up in the air to show you guys, but my how I mounted my diff, it's pretty central, like perfectly. So my passenger side axle is too long, like it's almost bottomed out right now, and I kind of want to bring my wheel in more, so I need a shorter axle even more. So I need 2 driver's side axles, 2 wagon driver's side axles for my car, because I got out of measuring tape. Look, I got this all covered up right now because I just painted this up. See how that's all black now? Remember, I mentioned we're trying to go to Florida, guys, so trying to get as much stuff to not rust as possible. There's little bits here and there. I need to spritz with some black, but I need to tape this off before we do any of that again. I had to see what, I had to untape it and just look at it. So sick. But I'm also trying to get some backlighting and do some cool stuff. See, I got some wires here. We're gonna have fun. But I measured. This is all covered up. I stuck the measuring tape in right there, up in the crevice, and I measured all the way to the face of this. And on this side, it's just under 21. And I have play back and forth. You can hear that in the axle. This side right now is just over 22. But that axle it doesn't move. So I can move the control arm still in some more. This side's in literally all the way. So I bet you I could make them both 21 and I can have two driver's side wagon axles. So that's something I need to figure out, because that's why we broke that ball when we were at that event, the PSCA event. And then we broke that ball. Jamie noticed we had a clunking back here, and that was a broken ball. So fix that ball, put it back together. And I mean, I noticed some things were kind of weird when I put it back together. It was pretty tight. There was some tension. So I was like, in my head, I was like, I should look at that. And Sean and I were looking at it, because I should look at it. And he was moving it back and forth, and he was like, this thing is almost bottomed out. He got it to move a little bit, really giving it some oomph. But I don't have another wagon axle. I thought I had some CRV ones, but I can't find them. So I don't know if they're exactly the same or if they're a little bit longer, because the CRV might be even wider. But just trying to figure out these little things and get it dialed in. I'm really excited. It's coming together. It's getting closer and closer and closer. It's looking good. I pressure washed it. I blasted off the side skirts and stuff with hot water, because it's getting colder here. During the day, it's kind of warm, but I pressure washed it in the morning so I could get back onto it during the day. So I pressure washed it in the morning, hot water, blast off, clean it off, brought it in, started going ham on it. I showed you guys a little bit, I cleaned up my wire harness. I finished getting all those separated, cleaned them up, zip tied them tight. I've got a battery adapter that'll be here Monday or Tuesday, I think Monday, that I'm gonna wire all my Fuel Tech powers to and everything. And then I'll just have my starter, my fuel pump, which I still am trying to get a new cable here. We've got a buddy that might have one he can sell me, and then I can get this one sent off and repaired. So I'm trying to figure that out. But we'll have my fans, my starter, my fuel pump on the battery, the 12-volt battery, the beautiful anti-gravity lithium battery, which I ordered a charger for that thing, guys, because he recommended I get an Optimate charger. So I ordered up a charger, and I went through one of Optimate's dealers, blah, 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 because you go on their website, they got a bunch of dealers, blah, blah, blah. Dude, it keeps just getting pushed out, back order. It'll be here eventually. I will get a charger eventually. But we are moving forward with the CRX. We got all these cool parts. We're getting this thing dialed in. Look at, all right, that's not that might be the bad. Look at that. That was our upper ball joint, guys. That's terrible. We're lucky we made it. So that's why I got those new uppers. And then I noticed I have one, I Googled up the part number. I have one inner tie rod brand new right here. And I was thinking I should get, another inner and then two new outers, because these things, like when I was popping this out, this one just came out on its own. Like as soon as I popped the top ball joint, or I popped the bottom ball joint, and then I turned it, and this thing just popped right out, and then I hammered the top one and it came out. And then I moved over here. This one was a little bit in there better, but still, I mean, I should just make sure everything's perfect. And I'm getting in alignment anyways, so might as well just make sure it's clean. I'm excited. Things are coming together. It's gonna be awesome. I know I didn't show you guys much work in this video. I didn't show you guys much good stuff at all, but the CRX is coming a long way. We're kicking butt. And got gas for Sean. Got this head all boxed up and ready to go. I'm gonna ship it out Monday to a guy named JD racing heads, and he's going to do it up for me. His buddy's gonna lap the valves, they're gonna flow test it, do all that stuff, make sure it's ready to go. It's just a stock head right now, and I just run a stock head, but they want to do something for me. They do a lot of stuff for TB Motorworks. They're good buddies with him, so they're gonna do that. And as well, I have a new shifter on the way from KDN Performance. It is the same style shifter that Red Demon runs, and they're sending me a strain as well, so that is on the way. Pretty excited about that. That's going to be huge for the CRX, because we'll be able to just jam as hard as we can. Set the strain and leave our foot on the gas, don't touch the clutch, see what we could do. I mean, we're going to get deep in the 8s, hopefully. All right, guys, there's no turning back now. We are in here deep. So I'm going to paint this wheel well right now black, but I just dropped the subframe off. I'm going to pull this front drive shaft. So it's bothered me for a long time that the subframe's white. I mean, the car's white, but the subframe I don't think should be white. It needs to be black, how they are from factory. So I pulled it off. I'm going to strip it down, get the steering rack off of it, get the mount off of it, and I'm going to get this sucker black along with the 2 wheel wells. I'm going to do this one first, and then I'm going to put this side together, move over to this side, and do this side, and then I'm going to put this side back together. And then I'm not too sure what's the plan, but we're making a plan. I'm figuring it out, and I'm gonna get this figured out before I get the motor back in. I am gonna have the motor back in before the end of November, before month's over. Probably right before Thanksgiving-ish. Cleaning some cars is gonna be this next weekend. We're not gonna make it down there for that, but we'll be down there as soon as we get this thing perfect. You know, I mean, we're here, might as well not. I mean, not perfect, but perfect. You know, it's never gonna be perfect, but it's best as we can get it for now, and so we can keep moving forward. Not even, you know, not some days, you know, you're not in the best mood, you're gonna pop your hood and you see that one thing that you knew you needed to do, but you didn't do it because you really just didn't have the time, so you just went past it and see it, and there's, you know, that little feeling inside. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do that one thing and that other thing and the other thing, as well as that other thing. So we're in here and we're going deep. Let's go. All right, we're in there deep, boys. We got one side looking pretty fresh. So I haven't made my way all the way forward because I'm still in my brain trying to figure out how I'm gonna tape off this hole. Once I get this hole taped off, I'll just block off, like, I can block off the headlight here pretty easy, block off some of this, and then I'm just gonna paint this rail and this, I think, or maybe even just this, and like, I don't know, I'm probably gonna paint this rail and this. In my brain, from here all the way to here, on the inside, the outside, the bottom, the top, should be black. Like, in my brain, the way I see the car, you know, like, that should be black right there. I mean, when it's on the ground, in my mind, the way I want to see it is like, open the hood and you see the engine bay, the frame rails, the motor, and then the rest of it, the weight plate and all that, just disappears, you know, because the intercooler is going to be on it and stuff. And with the darkness of the bumper and everything, when it's all on, like, it would all just vanish and be black and hidden and almost clean, really, really good looking in my head. White, you're gonna see it. It's gonna be everywhere you look. You're gonna be able to tell, oh, there's the weight plate, oh, there's the bar, oh, there, you know, there's an engine mount there. You'll be able to see all those things. But if it's black, a little more hidden, a little more tucked in, nice, neat. So that's just the thought I have in my head, but still brainstorming and working this out. Whew, it's coming along really, really good though. I was able to get up to this edge here without coming over at all, so impressed with myself there. I was so scared working my way to it. I was like, shh, 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 shh. Oh, I didn't get it. Okay. Oh, okay. And then I just worked my way down. Oh, it's so nerve-wracking, but looked like I did pretty good. I've also been thinking about putting the bottom of this black, but I don't know, because like, it doesn't really need to be white, except for like, even, I mean, I could even possibly make this rail, this rail black, and then just white, 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 white. I think my hands are not as dirty today because I totally just pinky stabbed like right there. a little wet. I was doing some touch-up stuff up there. I'm trying to get the bottom of this bar, but it is not easy. It is not easy. I should have, like, honestly, it probably never, I don't know. You probably have to get an actual gun and make the fan wide and try and get in there. I don't know though. You probably have to cut some runs too. It'll be wild. It'll be wild. But we're getting it done, boys. We're in here deep. We got this side up done almost. This side's pretty far along. We got let it a little dry. We'll come down. We'll do some more stuff over here. And before I go back into the middle of this, I got to take this out, but I haven't came down to do that yet. So I am gonna paint, like, see how all this yellow and stuff. I'm gonna get all that touched up and wider and a lot prettier, but I gotta take this guy off and I gotta go on the inside because I need to tighten this jam nut because it's spinning. So I need to go to the other side, hold the other side of the wrench, tighten this, and then loosen this, and then pull all apart. Woo! Because I just tightened it a little tight when I put it all back together. And I shouldn't even put it all back together because, I mean, I wanted to look at it, but I shouldn't have put it all back together. We got the exhaust fan kicking butt. There is not even any dust or paint fumes really in the air right now. It's going hard over here. Woo! We're back to where we are. So, I'm excited. But, look, normally, see this thing right here? This is how much suction this guy's got. Holy crap, you see that? Yeah. So, that's pulling all of the crap out of the air so we can just party in here. And it's right by me, as well as there's one over in Sean's Bay, and there's one in the Dino Bay. They're everywhere. So, let's go, keep going. All rickety right. This side's all sprayed up. I just came around to the front there, I stopped there. The same thing over here. It's all sprayed up. See, boys. Then I did end up going all the way to the front on both sides. Figured out how to plug the holes and I took care of it. Got it all done. Subframe's looking really good. It's not white anymore. I turned the slide off over here because I wasn't doing nothing, but look at that, dude. It's all black, really pretty. Looking good. Sprayed it, sanded it, cleaned it. I pressure washed it with warm water, sanded it down with a little sanding block and some sandpaper, got the edges and stuff, and then I wiped it down with the wax and grease remover and wiped it down, you know, got it good. Sprayed it up. Then I did this side. Got in there. Looks good. I like it. Had already finished this side by the time I did all that jazz, and just took the tape off a little bit ago. I'm pumped, man. I really need this bay to come together. It's looking really good though. Still a little bit of yellow over there we gotta take care of, but once we get that line out, we will get that all beautified. I kind of want to, like, tape off before I put the subframe in, tape off like that bead of sealant, and then just spray below that all black, and then just pull that tape off and put it up. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it's just one of those things I kind of want to do. Rock on. Thanks for tuning in though. I know you guys want to see me out there racing the CRX. I do too. I appreciate you guys sticking around with me, and you guys need to tell all your buddies to start watching my videos because my views are freaking down. And I'm probably going to do some lives. They're just going to be while I play video games, of course. But we'll talk with you. We'll chat. We'll catch things up. And we'll move forward so we can get the views back rocking. We need to get the algorithm pumping. We need to jam this stuff. Even Lily was just yawning because she's bored. And that's not good. So we need to get some good content rolling in. Some racing. Some Trail 70 riding. Some fun. And maybe even some skate park jamming. Just get some stuff drummed up that is a little more exciting than me waiting for paint to dry, because that's literally what I'm doing. So, yeah. So many wars are going on inside of my brain right now. It's not good. Tuning in, I appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe down below. This is GoofyBuilt, and peace out.